Savior of the Second. My name is Coach Hardgains. This is Empty, and today's video is why I went with another Glock 19 after years of carrying happily the Glock 43X. This firearm has been wonderful. At my side through thick and thin. Stood by me through a lot of things, including an ugly divorce. And yet here she is. Empty, but yet full of love. And still ready to do whatever I want, whenever I want it. So then let's get down to the thick of it, because this doesn't have to be long and winded. I did just pick up another Glock 19. This happens to be a Gen 5, and I couldn't be happier. It's great to have it back in my hands. I had a Glock 19 years ago. It was a Gen 3. And then I got rid of the Glock 19 and went with a 30, okay, which is the 45 caliber. Felt very similar in the hand to the 19. Then I went with the 30S because I felt like that might have been easier to conceal at the time. I've been coaching bodybuilders, current and recovering drug addicts, as well as mentoring troubled youth for over 20 years. Frequently, when I go places, I need ultra concealment for different reasons. And I can get into that in another video. But the 30S was a great gun. Never let me down as far as time at the range. I got comfortable with it. But this is also before the belly holster came into my life. So I was still carrying either inside the waistband, outside, but typically I would be carrying appendix. And carrying something like that in appendix was very limiting. So then I started carrying more of my LCPs, and that was pretty much ideal for my lifestyle. I was in and out of the car all the time. I was very active. As a coach, I couldn't have a large firearm sticking out somewhere. I'm 5'10", 180 pounds typically, 183 currently. I like to be closer to 190. I'm also very lean. I have a 30-inch waist, a 29-inch true waist, 30-inch pants. So it's hard for me to conceal something other than a micro, compact, subcompact, etc., without people knowing that clearly there's a bulge in my pants or around my waist. But I always had my 43X to rely on. The day they were released, I got a call from my local shop. I had put 2 on hold. They called me. I was there right away within minutes, and I had been very, very happy ever since. I bought one for myself, one for my now ex-wife, and they were phenomenal. I still have mine. Clearly, I got rid of hers, and I had a third one that I also got rid of eventually. But, okay, needless to say, I still have my original purchase. This is the 43X that I purchased the day it came out. Did a couple things to it, not much. I'm not big on, I'd rather spend my money on my 6 kids. I'm a single father raising 6 kids. I'd rather feed them well and put them in nice clothing, and I like to play with my cars, motorcycles, trucks, and, of course, my guns, I guess, but I'm a basic gun guy. I don't need a lot of excrements. Excrements? Excrements. What's that word? Excrements. Excrements. Let's look it up. I don't need a lot of accoutrements. Yeah. Well, I was wrong completely. It's accoutrements. Accoutrements. Okay, we're going side. Okay. That means I don't need a lot of bling on my firearms. I'd rather put my bling somewhere else. So the 43X was really just a great firearm. It fit the bill. For a 9mm to have at my hand, at my hip, it was really ideal unless, like I said before, I needed a micro. Now fast forward to today, which is 2024. Gen 5 Glock 19 comes out, and I think to myself, I do miss having that capacity. I know that I could put some more work and money into my 43X, but I like it the way that it is, and my sons shoot it very well as is. I've played with a lot of other guns. I have had most of the other ones. And to me, there really is just nothing better than a basic firearm that you can rely on. And to me, that's Glock. All my Ruger LCPs have been flawless. I've never had an issue with them. But again, if you've seen my videos, catch this one. They're all Davidson Customs, specialized triggers, sights, etc. Not the basic LCP-1 or LCP-2. I have no desire for them anymore. But as someone who has beaten up my body very, very severely over the years in many different ways, I am getting to the point where I would like to have a red dot on my EDC. That is something that I never needed in the past, but now because of my TBI, I have a brain injury from getting cracked in the skull by a dump truck. I have a recent spinal fusion. I have nerve damage down my right arm from being stabbed and knifed, and having a lot of damage done to my elbows for various reasons. So my body is like, hey man, let's make things as easy as possible. Especially because I'm a single father raising my 6 kids, 5 under the age of 18, and I want my energy to go to them. Not to trying to figure out how I can sightline down someone who's 10 feet away from me and keep my arms steady on my target. I really want things in my life to be effortless and simple. Probably like the next relationship I get into. Good luck with that one, right? Okay. Well now, back to the Glock 19. So I go to my local firearms store, which is right here, JW Firearms in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. Shout out to them. I love the guys there. They are wonderful. They know their stuff. They're very, very fairly priced. And if you need any kind of help or gunsmithing, they're really like the best around. So if any of you are in the southeastern Pennsylvania area, hit them up, JW Firearms. And tell them that Coach Hardgain sent you. Remember that movie, Pee Wee Herman? I think it was Pee Wee Herman. Tell them that Large Marge sent you. I think that's it. Was that it? Tell them that Coach Hardgain sent you over there. They'll take good care of you, I promise. So I told the guys over at JW that I was looking for a 19, but I wanted it to be something special. Not like your run-of-the-mill average 19. I didn't know if I wanted a Gen 4 or Gen 5, because I do like the finger grooves of a Gen 4, but I also do appreciate front serrations. And let me stop myself here and tell you that this is the point in the story where my desire to get another Glock 19 comes into play. I wanted to take off the original brace from my Freedom Ordnance FX9, which was called a blade, and if you know those, it's really uncomfortable, and it's very, very impractical for home defense if you want this thing to be reliable, comfortable, and if you want to practice with it often. I like to practice with this, but unfortunately the blade really digs into those shoulders, especially 2 days after shoulder day. So I wanted to go with a new brace. I dropped off my Freedom Ordnance FX9, and I told them what I wanted. Well, they gave me a new buffer tube and a new brace, and I'm happy as can be with this. But if you know anything about the FX9, you know that it takes Glock magazines and shares them with the Glock 19, among others, of course. But then I thought to myself, if I had a 19 again, boy, I could have a 32 round 19 in my pocket. Oh, man. Or a drum. Man. But at the end of the day, it's not really for me. It's actually for 2 of my sons. And then, of course, my younger ones. But 2 of my sons are 14 and 16. And they are really into shooting, and they're actually quite good. And they can handle most of the firearms that I have. We have a problem here. I know what I'm going to, what I'm getting, and what I'm doing. For instance, in a shit the fan situation, they will know how to be prepared. And of course, this is where the Freedom Ordnance FX9 comes into play. Pop a little Glock 19 mag in there. Pop a little FX9 32 round mag in there. And these 2 firearms are well equipped. They're like best friends. It's like the movie Twins. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. You know, kind of like that, I guess. Of course, the Glock 19 is much more badass than Danny DeVito. Now, if there's a problem, yo, I can solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Oh, man. Name that tune. So if there's a problem, my sons know what they're grabbing, know what they're using. They've got a bucket of mags that shares the same ammo, and they don't have to worry about confusing anything. One of my main points that I want everyone to take away from working with me is simplicity. If you keep it simple, you will have a greater chance of success than failure. And if you take out variables that you don't have to think about or worry about, that is when you will have the easiest path to success. I want to stay consistent. That's also why I don't carry anything with a safety. I don't want to have to worry about one more variable in a moment of adrenaline rushing through my body. Now, if you've never been in a situation like that, I can tell you as someone who has been in probably over 100, you do not want extra things to think about. You want to keep things as streamlined, as clear, as concise, and simple as possible. and you want situational awareness to be your main focus. You cannot have situational awareness if you're worrying about, oh shit, did I leave the safety on? Did I take my safety off? Oh, did I rack one in the slide? Did I put one in the barrel? Oh man, I don't know. I guess I'll find out. Well, then guess what? I've been in situations where I have been approached and attacked by multiple people, and every single split second counts. And you have to be aware of what's behind you, what's in front of you, and what's off to your sides. Or you're done. Because one punch thrown, one implement to the head, one kick to the knee, and you're down, and that's all that's necessary to overcome somebody. So that's kind of the long and the thick of it. But in reality, I went with another Glock 19 because I got a great opportunity on this one. So let me tell you just quickly about this one. It's not just a run-of-the-mill stock Glock 19. It's got nice sights. It came with a Vortex Venom, the 3 MOA. It's got an aftermarket trigger on it. It has, I think it's probably a cheap grip. It's not a Talon grip. Oh, maybe it is a Talon grip. Okay, it is a Talon grip. So those additional items made it very, very well worth the price that I paid for it. And if you want to guess, leave a comment. Tell me what you think I paid for this. Now, granted, this 32 round mag did not come with it. I did just get 2 standard Glock mags. And one actually did have an aftermarket base plate. Like I said earlier, I prefer the Hive aluminum mag extensions and base plates. That's just my preference. But either way, guys, the Glock 19 is back in my hands, back in my home, and it's not going anywhere because it's just going to sit right here. I don't want you to see that. You can't see that. All right, it's going to sit right here, guys. And that's where she's ready. So friends, thanks for watching another video. Stay tuned. We have so much good stuff coming. This is kind of a newer channel, but you can go visit our main platform, which is called Healing Together. Healing Together. That is focused on my addiction recovery programs. Thanks again for watching, everyone. This is Savior the Second. Catch you in the next video. Let's deal with the valley. The hills together,